How's it going out there, guys? Good to see you, and we've got some great people in live here today in the studio as well too. We're going to teach, in this session, we're going to teach the tool for mental toughness. And there's a lot of things out there at this moment in time about mind over matter and things like that, but I want to say this up front, that what mental toughness really is emotional stability. It's your ability to manage your emotional state of mind and to direct your energy towards where it is that you want to direct it to. So for this purpose, we're going to break the emotions down into 4 parts. So basically 4 quadrants, and we'll call this first one HP, the next one LP, this is HN, and this is LN. Now, what I want to say to you is I'm not just teaching you a tool or a technique here or something intellectually. I'm actually teaching you something that I've applied in my own life loads and loads of times. In actual fact, I apply this in my life every single solitary day because it makes the absolute difference. It doesn't matter what it is that you're doing in your life, you're going to experience sometimes stress, sometimes anxiety, sometimes worry, sometimes fear. These are things that human beings have, and they're things that are to be managed. There's some philosophies that think that you should always be thinking positive. That in itself is a problem. There's some philosophies that state that you should always be feeling happy. That in itself is also a problem as well too, because it sets up this perfect idea that is absolutely unattainable. We have to remember that first of all, that we're human beings, and human beings have emotions, and human beings have different types of emotions. And sometimes if you're feeling a little bit anxious or worried, maybe there's something that you need to change, or there's something that you need to do. But for this purpose I'm showing this for is because sometimes what can happen is we can get locked into one particular emotion, and that emotion can become very, very destructive in our life, and then sometimes you may not know how to get out of that emotion. So when I explain this to you, you're going to understand very, very, very clearly how to manage your emotional state of mind, and not only that, but how to shift and change the gears from feeling one way to feeling another way in a very, very natural way. So as I said earlier on, the emotions are broke down into 4. There's basically about four emotions, you know. So this line here, this means H means hey, and P means positive. This means hey positive. This is LP, this means low positive. This is LN, and this means low negative. This is HN, which means high negative. And I might just ask the guys to shout out some answers just to help us along the way. So, if you think about high positive, the energy would be high. But it's also positive, it also feels good. So what type of emotions would we have, or what type of words would we use for high positive?
Excited.
Yeah, so excited. Yeah, excited would be high positive. Anything else?
Happiness.
Yeah, so excited is where you're excited, you're happy, okay,
Joy.
You're feeling good. Yeah, there would be joy here. You're feeling good, your joy.
Love.
Love would also be there as well too, yeah. So it's got high energy and it's positive energy, but also if you're in this state, you're excited, you're happy, you're feeling joy, you're feeling good. In high positive, you'd also be productive. So a high positive state could be when you're in your work and you're doing your work and you're getting it done really well and you're really happy and you're feeling really, really good and everything's in the flow and it's buzzing and it's all happening. You get me? And that's where most people want to be most of the time, isn't that right?
Yeah.
And the challenge is that a lot of people think that they should be here all of the time. So you imagine you're happy, you're productive, you're excited all of the time, constantly, right? That's like driving your car in 5th gear, putting your foot to the floor, going as hard as you can, and thinking that you're not going to crash. It's not possible, right? So get over this idea of having to be positive all the time, because we at Team Stevey J aren't about being positive all the time, even though we are very positive and happy people. What we're about is about being real. Because if we can be real, then we can actually identify the situation, we can change it, we can make it better, right? So this high positive. Low positive. So low positive is the energy's low, as in like the energy isn't up here, it's all go, 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 but it's quite positive, right? So what's some feelings of that?
Content.
Yeah, so content.
Complacency.
Yeah, content, peace.
Peace.
Right? Okay.
Bliss.
Right? It's like that relaxation, the relaxation we're doing on calmness.
Paradise.
Bliss, calm, exactly, that feeling of paradise. Force that. It's like that, I call it that Sunday morning feeling, right? Sunday morning feeling. Now stay with us, you might have to watch this video over a few times to get this. See, once you get this and you practice this and you apply this makes all the difference in your entire life. I use this, this particular thing, I used this whenever I was run the whole way around Ireland. And on the first day, on mile 27, I was running 40 miles a day for 59 days in a row, and the last day I ran 57 mile. And the very, very, very first day, it was 26 degrees, and I stopped for a piss, is the only way to say it. I stopped for a piss, and I pissed blood. Ooh. Pure blood, like a nosebleed. You ever have a nosebleed, and like it's just pure red blood coming out of you? Well, I had a full piss of pure blood, dark blood, on mile 27, on the very first day, and I still had 2,500 or 2,600 odd miles to do. And every day that I got up after that for like 7 days in a row, it was 26 degrees. And every day for 6 days I pissed blood. And every day for 8 days in a row I puked and I vomited even as I was running. And I got sunstroke 3 times and I still had to run. And it wasn't the 10th night that I got 3.5 hours sleep, because I couldn't sleep at night either. And didn't shit either. There's one for you for a bit of crack. I couldn't shit, right? Either. I remember stopping in Derry, outside Derry, and going in behind this ditch. This might be too much detail for something, but anyway, going in behind this ditch and staying there. This was on day 8, and staying there for like about 15 minutes. And all that came out was something about the size of a pebble. So I wasn't in a good place physically. I wasn't in a good place. Thank God I had known this tool called mental toughness, because I knew how to bring myself back again into a low positive state in order to be able to continue on ahead forward. So this will help you through tough times. So high negative. What would be words or names for things that are in high negative?
Anger.
We all know this one, yeah? Anger. So this is where you're angry. What else? Hate, right?
Frustration.
Frustrated. Yeah. What else?
Even likes of
pissed off.
Even violent.
Yeah. High negative. So it's anger, hate, frustration, pissed off.
Reactive.
Jealousy. Yeah. Reactive mind. And we could go on and on and on and on. So basically it's any emotion that's got high, that's strong, but it's negative. As in it's destructive, right? And sometimes in our work, we can get things done through high negatives and fuck it, just do it. And we get things done. Yes, I'm not saying we can't get things done, but it's very, 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 very destructive. And there's always a price to pay for that. And you know yourself, after you're angry, even if you're angry with somebody, you lash out to somebody, or you're giving it to somebody, or you're giving out about somebody, or you're putting a bit of pain on somebody, or what happens after feelings of anger and high negativity? We have to experience a thing called remorse. Yeah?
Yes.
And remorse ends up down here.
Feeling sorry for yourself.
Correct. Which is low negative, as in the feeling's negative but the energy's low. So what's things in low negative?
Depression.
Yeah. Depression, feeling down.
Loneliness. Guilt. Shame.
Feeling down. Yeah. Guilt's a different one. Guilt's a funny one. Sometimes guilt can be in between, but we put it down here for now as well too. Feeling down, feeling remorse, feeling low. Another thing would be bored. You know, like just sort of like don't care. You know what I mean? Don't care type of attitude. It's like
Giving up.
Giving up. Correct. Giving up would be in there as well too. It's like kind of like what's the point? What? Don't give a fuck. What's the point? Let it fall apart. Don't care. Right. Now you're aware of the emotions and different things, and the key thing I would say to you is, if you are watching this, is to draw this out. First of all, is draw this out and just put HP, HN, LP, LN. Take a sheet of paper and draw it out. When I first learned this, I had it on my desk for 3 years. I kept it on my desk for 3 years. And every morning when I came in, I would ask myself, where am I right now in this quadrant? Right? And the very, very, very first step to changing anything is awareness. Because once you're aware of where you're actually at in this quadrant, then you can make a different choice. But the challenge out there is most people aren't aware. Right? Now, you could be thinking to yourself, well, look, I don't know if this relates to me. This relates massively to you if you run a business. It relates massively to you if you run a business, because the main thing that you need to manage is your emotions, because how you feel is how you act, and that'll determine the results that you get. If you work in a place with a lot of pressure, it is massively important to you. If you're in a relationship, it is massively important to you, because every single action that we take in our lives and every single result is basically a second relationship with an emotion. So when we get to the heart of the emotion, it gives us our drive. So the first step is asking yourself, where am I at? Where am I at in this every day? Maybe 3 times a day. And once you ask that, you become aware. Once you're aware, you can change it. So this is what can quite often happen. Let me give you a typical example. You're going along in your life, everything's going great, you're in high positive, you're feeling good, you're getting your work done, you're happy, it's all buzzing, we're in flow, and then the next thing, something happens that you don't want to happen, as in that phone call comes in, or that letter comes in, or that person that you had that grievance with comes in, or something happens, some stress situation, or it's just too much on top of each other. And because we're in high, because the energy is high, the energy will stay high, and it comes over to this point here, and it's just like, oh, we're going buzzing, everything's happening, but then here comes this letter, here comes the phone call, here comes that person again with that problem, here comes, and it's too much, and it's like, fuck! Is the best word to use there. And immediately in that moment, the energy is moved over to high negative. Anger, frustration, pissed off, bump. And then the person will act from this place here. And then what happens is, after they've calmed down, which could be, for somebody, it could be after a half an hour, 10 minutes. For somebody, it could be a day. For somebody, it could be a month. For somebody, it could be a year, believe it or not, if they're locked in. So what happens then is they end up coming down into low negative. And low negative is where they feel remorse. And after a while, they get so fed up of feeling bored, and so fed up of just being, not caring, something can spark and happen. And then eventually they come across into this here, which is called low positive, right? And then eventually they get back up into high positive. It's an awful long trip, isn't it? To get to a place to feel good, you know. But that's what most people are doing most of the time. And it's just because we haven't been educated on the most important thing. And the most important thing is the ability to control and the ability to gauge your own emotions, or at least to know where you're at. And once we've got education on this and we've got light on this, it solves an awful lot of problems. So it does. An awful lot of problems out there that are trying to be solved by other means, which will never be solved by them other means. They can only be solved by true understanding of how you operate as a human being. So what we like to do here at Team Stevey J is we like to teach people how to create waves from low positive to high positive, because there's no need to be going around in this vicious circle all the time. So it's just understanding of it. So, and like everything else, it's through proper training and application. So we create waves from high positive to low positive. High positive to low positive. And you're probably thinking to yourself, right, how do you do that, Stevey? Okay, so here's how we do it. First of all, we must let go of this idea that we have to be feeling at our absolute best all of the time, because the force of that immediately will make you feel here, even if you're pretending to be positive, but inside you're not feeling it. You're not here, you're over here. So stop pretending. Stop pretending, alright? And look at where you're at. And if we're anywhere, so if we're in our work and we're busy and we're doing things, we want to be in high positive from the flow, but if we're anywhere else other than high positive, we want to be in low positive. So if you notice that, you know, you've been in high negative for a while, you've been angry, you've been frustrated at the world, you've been pissed off at the world, right? Or you notice that you've been just totally down with it and thinking, what's the point? Then that means that you need to go over here and spend time in low positive. Spend time being content, feeling peaceful, feeling bliss, feeling calmness, that Sunday morning feeling. And what we want to do is we want to find as many ways as we possibly can to get into a low positive state. Easy ways, simple ways, things that you can do as you're doing your work, things that you can apply throughout your day very, very, very easily. So one of the ones that we use here a lot is breathe through your nose. Breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. And we want to let you know as well too, when you breathe in through your nose, you access a chemical called nitric oxide, which is a vasodilator, which helps your body automatically relax. And relax means to let go of in Latin. So it means you're letting go of worry, you're letting go of stress, you're letting go of negativity. And as soon as we do that, we begin to feel better. So if you're in a situation, you can very easily breathe through your nose and allow yourself to be calm. Another one that I love using and tell people to use all the time, and it's very simple, it's called listening to the birds, or the birds, or the birds, wherever you're from, right? Listen to the birds. So, give you an example. I seen myself in here before in the past, and things is going good, happy, I'm getting some traction, I'm working out a few problems and issues, I'm overcoming challenges and making things happen, and then the next thing, that phone call comes in, or that person annoys you or upsets you, or that letter comes in, or whatever it is, and immediately, rather than trying to respond to that thing or react to that thing, what you do is you drop it, you set it down, walk over to the window, open the window, and listen to the birds for 30 seconds. That brings you out of your head, and it brings you back into life. So then you can look at things from a proper perspective, and then you can go back again and then do your work. And you want to find as many simple, small little ways of getting into a low positive state. So I'm going to ask the guys for some help here. What are some things to do? So I said, so breathe through the nose breathe. What else, guys? Listen to the birds. Give me one.
Go to the gym.
Yeah, you could go to the gym going to the gym is going to take a little bit longer than breathing through your nose or listening to the birds. But going to the gym or exercising every single solitary day, even if it's a half an hour, 20 minutes a day, will put you into a low positive state. Not when you're doing the exercise necessarily, but after doing the exercise, you will definitely feel in a low positive state because you've released some tension out of your body. So that's an excellent one. The gym will help maintain it. Yeah.
Movement.
Yeah, gym or movement. As James says here, because dancing is one of the things that he does, and I know after dancing he feels good, feels bliss, feels chilled out. Running could be one as well too, right? And there are longer things. Sometimes we go to the sauna, and the sauna is a good one. The sauna will also detox your body. You drink lots of water. If you go to the sauna, drink lemon, put lots of lemon in your water, fresh lemon and Himalayan salt. It's a really, really good feeling.
Human connection. Hugs.
Human connection, yeah.
Handshakes.
Yeah. Hugs, handshake, talking to somebody, whatever it is, right? Other things for low positive, very simple, is listening to some of your most favourite music. You might have some nice music that you like to play in the car. You can listen to that music on your way to work, or if you're in work, if you're lucky enough to be able to listen to music in work, you can listen to music in work as well too. And there's many probably other things that you have as well too. What you want to do is you want to find as many possible ways as you possibly can that'll bring you into a low positive state. And what you do then is you build these things into your day. Now that doesn't mean that I go, right, okay, I'm getting out of sync a wee bit here, I need to go way off and go to the sauna right now, because it doesn't suit me to go right now. Okay? It doesn't mean that I do that. But it means that I have ways of getting into a low positive state, short, simple ways of getting into a low positive state, but I also have longer ways. What most people do is let the stress build up and 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 build up for the year, and then they'll go on a 2-week holiday. Right? And the first 2 weeks, they're on that 2-week holiday, the first 2 or 3 days, they can't relax, right? And then they eventually get to a place of relaxation, and then they have a lovely holiday, and then they come back home again, and then the stress starts again, alright? So you can't be going on a holiday every time you're feeling stress. It is, I'm feeling stressful, I need to go on a holiday. It's the ability to manage the stress every single solitary day, and it's to take a mini holiday every day. And what the holiday really is have you ever went on holidays before and went on holidays and went, it's a lovely place, beautiful place, and you're like, oh, this is great, but fuck, I'm here, you know what I mean? It's shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's fucking not great in the picture, but now I'm here, it's like, you know?
I still got my mind.
Because your mind, because it's still there rattling on. And really what we're talking about is a mini holiday is giving your mind a mini break every single solitary day.
Without £2,000 in.
Correct. Without having to throw loads and loads of money away every single day. So then when you do go on your holiday, or it does come to Christmas, that it's not the stress of the holiday, or the stress of the Christmas, or the stress of the airport, or the stress of all this, that you actually really enjoy it and enjoy your life, because that's what life is for. Life is about enjoying it. So this is to help you get that emotional balance, and we want to create waves of high positive to low positive. These are some of the tools, techniques and things that we teach here at Team Stevey J. We also have an audio called Relax in the Light, and I do believe currently, because of our Christmas offers, that there's some type of super deal on that, isn't there, James?
Yes, there is.
Relax in the Light, Awaken Your Inner Genius, and the Power of Belief.
The audios.
That you can get that. If you're interested in those, or you want to get those, you can just put a wee message on, tag James McGrath on it, and he'll sort you out with all that stuff. Everything is training in life. We're either training ourselves to succeed, or we're training ourselves to fail. And if you think about everything like that, what are you training yourself for is really, really important. The more that you do this, and the more you bring yourself into a low positive state, the more used to you get doing that, the more automatic that becomes, and the easier that becomes for you in your life. And really what you're doing is you're bringing yourself back to reality, because the truth and the reality and the fact is, regardless of whatever the drama is out there, the truth and the fact and the reality is that you are in control of your own mind, and you are in control of your own emotions. And this is just to make you consciously aware of it, and to choose a better way and a better life, and take back charge of your emotions. This is Stevey from Team Stevey J, over and out. Ciao.